Hello and welcome to another episode with Kinsey Tech as we continue our journey with SOQL, SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language. Today we're going to talk about some frequently used functions within SOQL. So let me just start by sharing my screen and let's start our journey. So this is the basic SOQL statement where I'm selecting and then the list of the fields, which in this case are name, comma, amount, comma, stage name, comma, close date, from my object, which in this case is the opportunity object. So if I execute it, we're going to have a lot of those names, the amounts, the stage names, and the close dates. All right. So now one of the things that's usually needed or frequently used in running reports is we want it ordered a certain way. We want it alphabetical. So if I have numbers, it goes 1 through 9 and then A through Z. So because right now if I'm searching for an M, is the M going to be the beginning? Is it going to be the end? This is not alphabetical. It's not ordered. So what I can do is I can order by and then choose the column that I want to order with or the field I'd like to order with. So in this case, I want to do it by name. So I'm going to do order by and then the name field. So now if I execute it, it's going to order it by name. So the 1, the 2, the 3, and then A, B, C, all the way down to U and X. So it's ordered alphabetically, the name column, because I added order by name at the end of my query. Now notice this is ascending. I could actually declare ascending, but it's ascending by default. So that's why I did not have to type it. I'm just going to execute it again and notice it's the same thing. So by default, when you put order by, you don't have to put ascending because it's by default ascending. Let's do the same thing with the amounts. We'd like to order by amount. So yes, I could just type in the field name or the column name and then ascending, and it's going to bring it in ascending order. As the numbers increase, we go from the lowest amount to the highest amount. Or I can remove it and still get the same thing because by default, without typing ascending, it is ascending. What about the reverse? What if I'd like to go from the last or the highest amount to the lowest amount? Then I could do the reverse, which is DESC, short for descending. Now it should go from the highest amount to the lowest amount. And sure enough, we're going from the higher numbers, 350,000, 270,000, and keep going lower and lower because we want to order by the amount, by the descending amount. So a lot of the times when you run a report, you might want names ascending or descending. You might need dates starting from the most recent records, opportunity dates, going back to the older ones, because that's what you want to see first. So it's going to be ordered by, in that case, let's say close date descending versus close date ascending if you're looking from the very historical latest records that you have to the more recent ones. So the order by is something that is used frequently in the reports to kind of filter it and make sure we can see our data in a more presentable way that's very easy to kind of run through it and query through it. Now, let's say we have, let's just run this opportunities, from all the opportunities, we're pulling name, amount, stage name, and close date. Let's say we have 1 million or 2, and we don't want to run into governor limits or slowing down our system or anything at all. And I just want to see some sample data. So in that case, I don't need to see all of the opportunities that I have. Let's say it's 1 million. I don't want to see all 1 million of them. So what I could do, I just want to see the first 5. I want to see a 5 sample of that record. Or I have a custom object that I'm trying to look at the data. And I just want to see the first 5 records. So it's going to give me an idea of what data is stored in there. What would I do? I type in limit 5. Basically says, just give me 5 records by default. And sure enough, it's going to get me the first 5 that are in there. And that gives me an idea of what records we have in there. Or maybe I need a little bit more for sample data. So let's go with 20. And it's going to get me 20 records to look at. All right. So limit is something that you use, especially when working with sandboxes or sample data. It's the first time you're logging into a system, or maybe you just want to get an idea of certain things and certain values or whatever. You don't need to pull all the data and wait it as it's loading it and slowing down its system. Then you'll just throw in limit in there. It makes it easier for you to see a sample amount of that data. All right. Another thing is sometimes I need to filter by more than one field. So we looked at operators in a different session where we said I can choose where the name is equal to this or the amount is greater than this. But what if I need a name that is equal to this and an amount that's all, where we need to filter through some more stuff. So let's take an example where we're looking for this information from opportunities where the name is equal to United Oil Installation. So let's execute it. And sure enough, let's make that equal to. And we have 3 companies, United Oil Installations. So when I put where our name is equal to United Oil Installations, then I'm going to get those three. But in this report, I'm not looking at all the million opportunities that we have. I'm specifically looking at where the name is equal to oil, United Oil Installations, and where the amount is more than 250,000. This one shows me three: 270,000, 270,000, and 235,000. I just want to see where it's higher than 250,000. So I can add another condition, and I'm including both. I want United Oil plus the amount is more than 250. So I want both of them inclusively. So in that case, I will and, so this is the other condition that I'm adding, amount is greater than 250,000. So now I'm only getting the opportunities where the name is equal to United Oil Installations and the amount is greater than 250,000. So let's go ahead and execute it. And now I only get two because the third one was less than 250,000. What happens? We have another function that's OR. Sometimes we're looking for two subsets of data. It might merge at a point or not, but I'm looking at both. So for my report, I want to see all the opportunities that are for United Oil Installation, and also all the opportunities where the amount is more than $250,000. So it could be a United Oil Installation where the amount is more than 250 or less than 250, but that's what I want, is all of the United Oil Installations. Or again, any opportunity, regardless of the name, but the amount is more than 250,000. So OR is not inclusive. It's not going to get you both conditions true at the same time. It's where this one is true or this one is true. And some of those records might be the same and some of those records might not be the same. So let's go ahead and execute it. And as we can see, sure enough, this one, and this one are United Oil Installations, which came because of this part of it. And then let's sort by amount. Anything that's more than 250,000 came in because it's more than 250,000. In some cases, it's where both are included. In other cases, it's regardless of that. So and is inclusive. If I have one condition and another condition, they both have to be true. Or means this one can be true or this one can be true. All right. And we have a couple of examples. If you go to the exercise on Kinsey Tech, you'll be able to download those examples and run them. Best of luck with this session and hope to see you in the next session. Thanks for your time.